Hi there, Gabriel here, and in this video, you're going to learn how to write a blog post from start to finish. There are 6 main steps, and if you follow these correctly, you'll be able to produce high quality content in a short amount of time, every time. All right, so let's dive in. So how to write a blog post from start to finish. The first question you need to ask is why write a blog post? First of all, the main reason is to build trust with your audience. You need to give them some value and some information so that they understand that you know what you're talking about. And also, when you give something, you get something. It's the law of reciprocity. It's a psychological phenomenon that every human is hardwired to kind of cooperate with. So I give you something, you're more likely to give me something back, like your attention, or you're more likely to listen to what I have to say, or the next step. So building trust is a big thing for blog articles. Next is getting visibility online, because it helps you to put your content, your knowledge out there so people can find you through search engines, through social media, and other marketing avenues, so that you can get more visible, which means more eyeballs on your content, which means more possible leads and more possible sales. It allows you to educate your audience on a specific topic or a product that you have and the features and the benefits of that product, or also a service, or maybe it's just a concept or an idea or philosophy that you want to share with the world through a blog post. Maybe it's talking about a specific story or incident, or maybe it's just factual. There's so many possibilities for writing a blog post, and one of the main ones is education, educating your audience on a specific topic. Another main purpose for a blog post is to lead them to the next step. So once you engage them in that content and they're reading through, you can lead them to the next steps of action. So you could be solving a problem for them and then ask them to take action to the next step, which is, let's say, sign up for your product or your newsletter, or maybe it's to go to the sales page and read that, or maybe it's just to subscribe to your YouTube channel, which I highly recommend you do here. Just subscribe, like, comment below, and then take action. That's the main thing. So let's dive into the 6P blog post process that I created. And it's a really easy way to remember the 6 steps, the 6 Ps. So let's go through each one, and we'll outline some of the major points in each, what you need to learn. So first is prepare it. Second is pen it. Third is proof it. Fourth is polish it. Fifth is publish it. And 6 is promote it. So there's 6 main steps, and we're going to go through each one in this video on how to publish and how to create a blog post that will get you results. So first one, prepare it. So before you even start writing one single word, you need to prepare some content. You need to know what you're writing about. So what is the goal of your blog post? What do you want at the end of reading it, your audience, your reader, to do or to know or to feel? So you need to have an end goal in mind. What's the purpose for this blog article? Is it to sell? Is it to educate? Is it to inspire? Is it to entertain? What is it? You need to understand your audience, because writing just random words, writing just random topics isn't going to connect with anyone unless you know who you're writing to. And this comes down to understanding their needs, their desires, their fears, their pain points, all of these things. So the more you know your audience, the more effective your blog writing can become. Next is choosing your topic. You need to know what you're going to write about. So it could be a very specific topic or more broad, general concept that you're writing about. Could be about a product or comparing a series of products or services. You need to be clear on what you're going to write about first before you even put pen to paper or fingers to keyboard. The next step is crafting your title. So once you have your topic, you need to understand what your title is going to be. And this is really important, because I would say 95% of your blog article success will come down to the title. Before anybody reads your article, they're going to read your title and determine in a split second whether they want to read it, whether it's relevant to them, whether it contains some value for them, before even deciding to click and read your article. So your title is incredibly important beyond anything else. If you master anything in this blog post writing process, is the crafting an engaging title. Next is research your content. So researching your content, make sure that you go to credible sources online, find facts, figures, anecdotes, stories, anything to make it interesting and valuable to your audience. So you match what your audience would find valuable. Maybe it's doing research on some specific, whatever it is. The more interesting you make it, the more engaging it will be. So do your proper research beforehand, collect some data, really take your time on this. Otherwise, if you're just writing from your head, you might miss out some really important parts to it. So make sure you do enough research and make sure you collect some interesting facts and interesting topics that you can put in there. The second step, pen it, aka write it. So these days, most of us use our computer to write our blog posts. So I put pen it because the P, it fits in the 6P process. So first thing is obviously write your content. Sit down and do it. Now, the main thing is, do you want to, go in one go, or do you want to spread it out across a few days? Do you want to write your article in, let's say, a three-hour slot, one off, or do you want to write a more extensive article that requires a lot more thought? Let's say 5,000 words, even 10,000 word article. I've seen them. Those actually do quite well in Google. And spread it across maybe 3, 4, 5 days of writing, or even more if you're going to do more research. That's up to you. Typically, if it's a shorter shorter article, you're going to be able to do it in one sitting. But if it's more in depth, it requires a lot more thought, thinking, structure, you're going to have to spread it out through a few days. A really critical part to getting into writing is getting into the flow. So how do you boost yourself up? How do you get inspired, motivated to write, even if you don't feel like writing? Well, one of the things, make sure your blood sugar's up. Make sure you get a good snack, you're feeling good, your body's taken care of. Go to the washroom, get a big glass of water, drink that, properly hydrated. Listen to some music, your favorite music. Get into the flow. Could be even listening to some inspirational talks. Just get pumped up to write. Maybe it's reading a bit about that topic to really get into the flow and the mindset of your audience. Could be that. Everybody has a different way to get into the flow of writing, especially when you're not inspired. That's the most important part to actually get into it. So I know it can be difficult. I've been there so many times, and it's normal. So you just have to have a few different things that you start doing to get you into the flow. Step 3, proof it. So this is like proofing, editing, grammar, spelling, checking. This is really important. So once you've written your draft, you're going to go through it. You're going to edit, proof it, check it over to make sure it flows. It's proper spelling, grammar, all of that. So I usually do 2-layer pass, which basically is you're going to read it through, do the structural changes and more, big changes. And then the final pass is making sure the spelling and grammar is correct. Brevity. It's all about being concise, to the point. So if you can say something in a lot less words, then make sure you shorten that. The less words, the same meaning, even better. Your readers don't want to have to wade through and read through fluff and too many words. It just bores them. So make sure that you make it really concise and apply brevity in your article writing. Spelling and grammar goes without saying. Make sure that it's in the right form of English, like US English, Canadian English, British English, or whatever language you're writing in. Make sure there's proper spelling and proper grammar. There's nothing worse than stumbling across misspelled words or grammar that just doesn't make sense and the sentences are way off. So that is a big one. And then don't be afraid to have a second pair or even third pair of eyes on it. When you actually put it out there, and maybe get your best friend or your family or a colleague to have a look over your article and write down their thoughts and notes on it. It always helps to get a second or third pair of eyes on it. Now we go to polish it. Now this is where you've done all your look over. Now we get to polish it before you publish it, which is the 5th step. So this is the 4th step, polish it. So what's involved here? You're going to look for a featured image. So if you're publishing on, let's say, your blog, usually you want an image that represents the topic, that represents what you're writing about, that also grabs attention. That's important. So you can go on different websites, let's say unsplash.com, pexels.com. These free sites are really great for finding free images, and you can find them and crop them using an image editing program and put it in there. Then also locate and find images to put within your article to back up the points and basically whatever you're saying in there to make it more interesting. People don't want to have to read just pure text. They want, a bit of text, image, a bit of text, image, a bit of text, image. So make sure that you find images to embed within your blog article as well. And then you're going to format the headings and lists depending on what platform you're publishing it on. Make sure there's a proper hierarchy of headings. So you got your H1, which is there's only one of, which is your blog post title. And then you got your H2s, which are your main headings. And within those H2s, you got your H3s, which are subheadings within those. And if you want to go even further, within those H3s, it can be H4 headings as well. Make sure your lists are formatted. So if it's supposed to be a numbered list or an unordered list, just bullets, make sure those are properly formatted as well. There's nothing worse than like a badly formatted article. It's harder to read. It's not fun. Make sure there's proper spacing between the paragraphs. Makes it flow well. It's not too blocky, not too much text in a block. Paragraphs are shorter, especially on websites. People just skim read. So make it super easy. Bold any text, italicize any text that you want to pop out, and underline any keywords that you want to pop out as well. Then you would write the metadata. So obviously you got your H1, which is the heading. You got your slug, which is the URL for that blog post. So make sure it's relevant, not too long. You got your meta description, which is up to 160 characters in length. And make sure your title's optimized and less than 60 characters in length. So that shows up. So the title is what shows up as the blue link in Google, and the meta description is the gray text in Google. So make sure at least those are optimized. Now, publish it. Step 5, this is what you've been waiting for your blog post. It's time. So what are some of the best places to publish? Make sure you make a list. Could be your WordPress blog. Could be, your Wix site, your Squarespace site, could be your Shopify blog, could be medium.com. There's a lot of places. So make sure that you publish on the right platform that's good for you. Then share it on your social media, share it on your Facebook. LinkedIn is a really great platform. Share it on a lot of these other social platforms that allow you to share content. Then you want to track views. So make sure you have Google Analytics installed on your website or your platform so you can see how many people are coming and viewing your article and where they're coming from. It's really useful to know which websites or which search engines they're coming from so you can improve upon and learn about your audience so you can create more relevant blog articles for them in the future. And then step 6 of the process is promote it. So you have it out there, you've published it, now how do you promote your blog post? So there's different ways to market it online. I would say make a list of your social media platforms, any newsletters that you have, any other platforms that you can post it on, any partners or contacts that can share it for you as well. Really great ways to do that. And avoid duplicate content, especially if you're going for SEO, if you want to rank in search engines. If you copy and paste that same content or that same blog article somewhere else, make sure that you reference your main article. So you have a canonical link to your main article. So that way it tells Google, oh, this content shows up in a different place, and this is the place that it shows up, and this is the one that you want to show up in search engines. So make sure a canonical link on every other piece that is duplicate versions. Otherwise, you could have 2 or more versions competing for search engine rankings, which is not good. So keep aware of duplicate content. Now, next steps. So now I've shared with you every step of the 6P writing process for blog posts, and you know what to do and what to learn. But what if you want to go in more detail and learn about how to do it step by step and look over my shoulder exactly how? Now, I'm going to be transparent about this, and this is all going to be in a course, and you'll have support along the way. So it's not just videos, you'll have support, you get to ask questions, all of that. So you learn how now. So step by step with the how to write content for your website for maximum exposure and sales in 2021 video course. Now this video course will basically allow you to learn 10 times more than what I've shared in here. Basically the how of the process. You've learned the what. Now I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. I'm also going to help you discover top-notch tools to accelerate your results. Some of these tools actually do the analysis of your competitors for you. So it takes up a ton of legwork from you and allows you to create content that actually can rank in Google. So advanced SEO content techniques for #1 rankings in Google. We're going to go through all of them and actually how to get your blog post seen by thousands and tens of thousands of people worldwide. And we'll also go through the marketing and distribution tactics in a lot more depth. We're going to go through how to get you more views, maximum views possible, using specific techniques and strategies that are absolutely free. And it will be invaluable for you when you're building up your blog and you're writing more articles. And then you'll also learn how to multiply your blog posts for 10 times more reach online. So if you have one blog post, you can actually reuse that content across social media, across YouTube, Instagram. There's so many other places so that you can basically 10 times your reach without much extra effort. So that's a really top tip as well. And finally, this is what you've been waiting for, how to actually monetize your blog posts. You're putting so much effort and time into this. How do you actually turn your blog posts into cash, into passive income streams that can basically create money for you every single month, every single day, in fact? And how to get a constant stream of people to your blog post, and how do you convert that into leads, sales, and constant passive income streams. So click on the link below and you go to the actual video course link. There'll be a pre-launch link, which there'll be a big discount. If you come here after the pre-launch, then the link is below. There's a slight discount as well. So be sure to join that. If you want a massive savings, then obviously the pre-launch link is the one to go below. It's going to be the same link anyways. But yeah, I would love for you to actually join this course because you're going to learn a lot more about the process, about how to write really good content. And just a bit more about my experience. I've been in the digital marketing space 10 plus years. I've been in the SEO space, working for some of the top UK and international brands doing their SEO. So I know what works in content and SEO, especially the technical side, and what doesn't. And I can guide you in how to write content that not only engages, but is relevant to the user and actually gets results. So if you don't go this route and you continue writing as you are right now, then chances are you can be wasting a lot of your time and efforts in results that aren't very satisfactory. So you can either go and continue your current way and get the results that you've always been getting, or you can do this course and learn the latest skills and the latest tactics and strategies and mindset, which is the most important, to actually multiply your results with blog writing. All right. So if you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. Look forward to having you in the course. And if not, that's completely fine, honestly. I hope you got lots of value from this video, and I look forward to see you in the next one. Take care, guys.